house. Now I've moved to Denver, Colorado. You know, I'm not under daddy's little girl protection anymore. I'm on my own, and I'm 500 some miles away from my parents. I was living life large. I was 20-something. I was on my own. I had my own job. I had my own place to live. I was doing good for myself, and I wanted to date. So I met this guy in 1983, and he was definitely dateable. I thought so, at least. You know, I mean, he was a nice-looking guy and so on, and so I figured, hey, this isn't so bad. He had a nice car, he had a townhouse, which nobody had if you were 20-something then. So I thought, cool, dateable. Plus, I got to admit, I had this boyfriend right before that I broke up with because when it got too close to being intimate, I realized the place he was going to want to do this is in the apartment building. Well, actually, the house he lived in that looked like an apartment building had a bunch of rooms where a bunch of other guys were sleeping in. And I'm like, wait a minute, these walls are not thick enough for us to be doing this kind of accident. I don't think so. A little embarrassing. I'm not doing it just for your friends. I just would like to do it with you. And I don't think I'm ever going to do it with you because you're a loser. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So Blue Eyes was definitely dateable when I met him. And, you know, I would still love to tell you his name if I could remember it. I know, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? I mean, I'm a nerd chick from Nebraska. I didn't have that many partners. It wasn't like Mackie D's down there, million served, you know? LMAFO has this song, right? I am not a whore.
Oh my God.
It's true, you guys know that song, don't you? So after the singer says, I'm not a whore about 150,000 billion times, what does the other voice say underneath that?
But I like to do it.
It's gotta be the guys over there. I only time to speak for Okay, but then who's not a whore? Just asking. I mean, like, how many times is a whore not? Yeah. Hey, you know, I'm a nerd chick. Remember, I never thought I'd even get laid. So, you know, I mean, I didn't have a whole lot of partners, so how many's a whore?
One.
And ladies, why don't we tell them there's been one or two ahead of them? You know, we're worried about being a baby mama someday, so we sure aren't going to tip our hat if we think one or two might be too many. You know, what scares me the most is the national statistics say that when a young man reaches about the age of 25, typically in the United States, he's had between 6 and 9 partners. Don't get any ideas, gentlemen. There's no race for those numbers. At any rate, 6 to 9 partners, really? Why do we just have a statistic for guys? You know, what's the chick ratio then? Would there be a number pretty equal to that for ladies? But we don't talk about that. I say for every guy out there that's doing it, he's not doing it with the one of the same chicks. You know, there's not 3 to give it up, and all the rest of us aren't. You know, eventually we're going to meet somebody that we care enough about, and we're going to start doing behaviors that are going to set us up for a pattern in our life. You know, I didn't kiss a guy after, it didn't take me near as long to kiss a guy after the first guy I kissed, you know? It took me forever, a whole summer to get a kiss from Kurt. But I'll tell you what, the next guy I dated, it sure didn't take me a whole summer. You know, I kissed him quicker and I dropped him quicker because he was going way faster than I was. But what I'm saying is, once I learned the behavior, you know, I just thought the next guy wanted to do it that way too, or better yet, he already knew what the guy before my guy knew. And so, hey, I kissed the second guy quicker, I kissed the third guy even quicker. You know, it makes sense. You just think that the person you're with has already been to the level of whatever it is before you. And so you just try to match yourself up. You know, if you think about it, though, we don't do a very good job talking about relationship. Most of us don't start off saying, hey, I've had about 15 partners, what about you? I don't think so. You're going way too fast for me, or I don't think I can take you home and introduce you to my mother that way. You know? I mean, you have your priorities of what you think is right. Here's the thing. If we're not taking good care of ourselves up here, then we're probably not using good decisions based on the rest of our body. You know, drugging and alcohol is one way that we can reduce our inhibitions, our fears around things like sex. And so as we get older, if we're a little afraid, we're going to use one of these other things, like drugs or alcohol, to lessen our fear. I'm here to tell you that that's a good way to set yourself up to get an STD. Because those behaviors are associated with letting our inhibitions down. And so we'll accept more under those circumstances than we will when we're thinking clearly. I'm always saying HIV does not choose people. People choose people. HIV doesn't choose us. It's just in our partner, maybe one or two partners back. Maybe it's in the partner we're with right now. HIV is a stealth virus. It does not give us ready symptoms. In fact, most of us didn't get sick after we got HIV under our skin for several months. The problem is that we have the virus underneath our skin immediately. Most all of us know that with the cold, we breathe the cold in. We may not have a symptom right that moment, but within a few hours, we may start coughing or sneezing. The problem with this virus is it's in our body for, in my case, almost 5.5 months before I got a symptom. No wonder I did not associate it with blue eyes. Let's get back to him, by the way.
Oh, God.
Well, blue eyes. Dateable, right? In fact, ladies, I'll tell you one thing that made him totally dateable. He would call me up sometimes after a date. He'd say, "Hey, babe, thanks for the date. I'm bringing you a cup of coffee this morning," because I was on his way to work. Flippin' dateable, you know? I mean, what a nice guy, you know? Sometimes he came with a scone, sometimes a muffin. It was worth it. Nice guy. So, after Labor Day weekend, which we had spent most of the time together, he called me up. I was excited. The phone rings. I pick it up, and what's it gonna be? The guy says to me, "Hey, babe, thanks for the long weekend. I had a ton of fun, but I'm gonna stop by this morning with the earrings that you left here over the weekend, so watch for me." He said, "Earrings? Huh." As I touched the earrings that were in my ears, that never left my ears the entire weekend I was with him. Why, you just say you're a stupid player, you SO. I know. I can just remember the conversation, even though I can't remember all the words I used. I said, "I'll tell you what, player, since you stupidly don't remember what I even wore to your house evidently, why don't you take those earrings, my phone number, all the fun we've had over the last several months, all the places we've been in the mountains together, you know, all those memories, my address, everything, and shove it up your crap, right? Don't call me ever again." You know, I thought I didn't have to think about blue eyes ever again, right? I didn't, because I moved right along. About a year later, I met another guy, nice guy, he was an artist, red hair. Ooh.
Oh, God. Gingers.
We went to the zoo a lot and took pictures, that was our thing, because he was an artist and he was sculpting when I met him. Whole long story, right? Because I didn't date guys I didn't like. Right, I didn't say, "Oh, there's a loser, I think I'll date him because I know he's going to treat me wrong." That'd be dumb. I met guys that I thought were going to treat me wrong, right? Gentlemen, you do the same thing. I'm hoping to think that when you have a relationship, you choose someone you want to be with. So, I dated Greg for a while too, until guess what? My friend from shipping, because we all worked in the same building there, my friend from shipping came down to tell me that in fact, Greg was not only sleeping with moi, Cindy in sales, but he was also boinking Cindy in accounting. And I'm like, whoa. She's blonde and blue-eyed. If he's screwing her and he's screwing me, I'm gonna lose this battle. So I marched out to Craig's office and I said, Craig, been great knowing you. Thanks for all those great times we've had. But take all the information you've got about me, including my phone number, my address, and all those pictures you've taken at the zoo. Shove them up your... And by the way, I hope you and Cindy are really happy.